And in today's tutorial, it happens to be the second volume of the course HED205, and we're going to be talking about health. Continuation of yesterday's class. Yesterday's class, unfortunately, we were abruptly interrupted, so we're going to continue from where we stopped yesterday, and we're going to be proceeding into this class. For those of us who are new to the stream, let's do well to smash the like button, use the subscribe button, and also do well to use the comment section to let us know where you are streaming from by saying hello, hi, good evening, and your name. All right. And also, for those of us that might be interested in becoming a member of the private class, where we do all of the, all right, in-depth work, where we get to expand on whatever we have been taught on the YouTube classes. All right. The YouTube classes are, all right, YouTube classes are more of what we call the introduction phase of the study, because we use the three model, all right, of studying, where we have the introduction phase, where we have the digging deep, and we have the revision phase. Now, the introduction phase is what we are doing now on YouTube, which we tag the familiarization phase, where we get to introduce students to the course and so they get to have an idea of what the course is all about. And the Telegram class is where we do the most of the explanation, whereby students get to ask questions one-on-one, see my face and seeing their faces, and they can interact. Here, it's also we also encourage them on this platform to make it very interactive by using the comment section to type out that question. But on Telegram, you talk, you ask questions. All right. So please do well to reach out to me on www.tutorial.com. All right, and you can use the WhatsApp button on our website, take you directly to my DM, and you can ask how to go about joining the private class. With this being said, let's go straight into it. All right, so we have the course HED205. HED205. And we're talking about health. Yesterday, we were actually considering the definition, all right, the definition given, all right, we're actually considering a definition given by World Health Organization that says health is is defined as the state of complete physical, social, and mental well-being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. That was what we were discussing yesterday before the class was interrupted. So we'll take it up from there today. Now, this definition that we considered yesterday goes, all right, it shows that health goes beyond physical well-being. So let's take note of that. Health goes beyond what we know as physical well-being. Okay, health goes beyond physical well-being. All right, talk about health. We also consider the mental well-being, the social well-being. All right, we talk about the mental well-being. We put into consideration the mental well-being, put into consideration social well-being, and also we need to put into consideration, all right, we'll talk about diseases and infirmities. All these can be categorized under the physical well-being. So we talk about the mental, physical, all right, talk about the psychological, it's under mental. Talking about the psychological, it's under mental. All right, I think so. It's just the mental and social well-being, apart from the physical well-being. Okay, so just erase this. So we have that as that. Now, in the material, now health encompasses all aspects of human existence. Health encompasses all aspects of human existence, which of course can be influenced by many external factors as well as internal factors. Now, when we talk about human existence. I mean, what is human existence without health? Okay, what is someone existence without being in good health? You can only be useful to yourself, useful to the society, useful to your group, useful to the community, useful to your family, if only you are in good health. All right. Before you can be useful to any other thing, you have to be in good shape. You have to be in good health. All right. Health, like it says here, health, okay, according to what we have in the material, health encompasses health, it does what? Encompasses, all right, it encompasses, okay, all, it encompasses all aspects of human existence, all right. Before you can become anything, all right, you need to put in check your health. All right, your health is the priority. All right, therefore it encompasses all aspects of human existence. All right, and speaking of putting your health in check, a lot of things are involved, and these things influence your health. All right, and these things are subcategorized into internal and external factors. All right, they have a major role in determining your health. All right, speaking of you yourself, all right, then considering your environment, these are the most significant factors that determines your health. All right, so we have external factors and we have that should be internal first. But let's just note that. So it should be internal first, then external. All right. So it should be internal. Then we have the external factors. Are we together? Okay. So we have that as that. Now, like I was saying, all right, health is the priority. All right. And you yourself, you have a lot of responsibility. All right. When we talk about your health, you have serious responsibility. You have a lot of role to play. All right. Both internally and externally. Now, let's continue. Now, we have health should therefore be seen as a source. All right. Health should be considered as a what? Resource for living everyday life successfully. We are still talking about the same thing here. If your health is not in check, if you are not particular about your health, and health that we're talking about here is not something big, it's not a vague word. All right. We can simply break it down to what goes into your belly. Health. All right. Considering what you eat. All right. What you drink. All right. What you inhale. All right. All right. What what you use. Okay. Then use slash apply. They will now talk about your environment. The most important thing, like I said earlier, is the internal factor. Very, very important. If the internal factor is not breached, all right, if the internal wall of your health is not breached, then the external factors can do little or nothing. All right. And speaking of the internal factor, it is all about what goes into you. What goes into you determines, it has a significant role to play when it comes to your health. It says here, health should therefore be considered. All right. Okay, so I think I should put this what you, what you, what you. All right. Your environment. All these things should be considered. They are very, very, very important. Now let's continue. Now let's consider some pivot points when we talk about health. It says can be seen or imagined from different points. All right. So let's take some points, different points at which we can consider health. Now we have now we have considering imagining health from different points. All right. Imagine from different points from from different points of view. All right. From different point of views. Let's consider health from different point of views. Okay. Now we have the first thing to consider. Let's consider health. All right. Health can be seen as the opposite of disease. All right. Talking about health as the opposite of disease. Here, health is seen as the absence of disease. All right. We have opposite of what we call disease. All right. Opposite of what we call disease. Then we are talking about absence of disease. Okay. Health can be seen from that point. Health can also be seen, all right, as a state of balance. We have state of balance. Speaking of which, health is a state of balance, while disease is a state of disequilibrium. All right, or let's use a simpler word. When there is health, this it prompt it speaks about balance in the sense that you are not having feeling sick, feeling pain, or or something in something of such sort. But when there is diseases, all right, when you are suffering from a disease or the other, you are not balanced, you are not okay. Whether you are feeling headache or you are feeling back pain, or you feel like vomiting. Something is always there, disturbing you, distorting your body system. This is what we talk about presence of disease. All right. Then we have that as state of balance as opposite to absence of disease. All right. So we have state of balance, no. All right. State of balance. We are talking about no disease. Now let's take health can also be seen as growth. All right, health can be seen as growth. Here, the successful achievement of some developmental milestones at different stages of life is seen as growth. All right, stage of growth. Okay, definitely. If a child or if an individual is not suffering from certain illness, then such an individual's growth should not be retarded. Such an individual should should realize or should go through the process of increase. All right, increase in cell production, increase in certain parts of the body, all right, in the legs, in the arm, in the body, full body control, all right, system. There should be obvious increase. Why? Because the person is in a good state. All right, it's just like a country where there's a state of anarchy. All right, in a country where there's war, the country where there's pandemonium, such a country organizing such a country, the organization of such a country cannot work. Why? Because the government is trying to solve the pandemonium. So definitely a lot of things will not go well. That's why that is what diseases does in the body. All right, you cannot even think straight. You all just want to be in good shape and be back to a state of tranquility, which is that of opposite of disease. So we have that as that. So we also have health as functionality. Now, when we say health as functionality, what are we talking about? Health is seen as the capacity, all right? Health as functionality, we're talking about the capacity to out some critical life functions, which can be psychological, educational, social, and among others. Now, speaking of health as a functionality, human, we are designed to be functional, male or female. We all have responsibility. This is what makes us human. Responsibilities to it is your response. You are responsible to live. All right, just like we have this in the constitution, you have the right to life. All right, and being a living being, there are responsibilities attached to it. You are responsible to think. You're responsible to carry out certain tasks. You are responsible. These tasks could be, all right, going to school, being responsible, helping your parents at home, going to work. All right, all this requires mental strength, psychological abilities, and so on and so forth. Now, if you are in good health, you can only be functional. But if you are not in good health, you can't be functional. All right, this is health as functionality. All right, so let's take that state of functionality or health functionality. Then we have this as, all right, we have this as critic performing critical life functions. Okay, performing critical life functions. Okay, performing critical life functions, and they can be seen in our psychological, all right, psychological, educational, or social. All right, so we have educational activities. All right, acquiring knowledge. Educational activity is not just going to school. Like I said, yes, okay, it's not in this course. That's Edu 223. All right, education is beyond going to sit down in the class and being taught by a teacher. All right, it's beyond that. Like we made mention on yesterday, that even before the advent of Islam and Western education in Nigeria, every adult in a society was charged with the responsibility of being a teacher. In the sense that they are charged with the responsibility of teaching the young ones, all right, in the way or in the way and culture of the people, all right. Generations, instructions are being passed down from lineage to lineage, all right. So now, educational activities, meaning that is when you are in good health, that's when you can learn, all right. That is only when you can learn. When you are in good health, you tend to listen. You are not disturbed. You are calm. You can listen. You can process information. Okay. So that's one of the activities. So we also have social and psychological activities. So let's just take social activities. So these are just few points listed among several others. So now let's also see there's other concepts of health may carry connotation of financial well-being, physical fitness, and empowerment among others. So basically, like we said from the onset, if you are in good health, that is only time, all right, when you are in good health, that is the only way you can be useful to yourself, to the community, country at large. So now let's quickly talk about health education program. Please, as you join the stream, do well to use the comment section to say hello, good evening, hi. You also do well to smash like button. All right, it's very necessary. Smash like button, and perhaps you can also share. All right, this class to those of your classmates that might not be on this live stream. All right. And please, for those of us that might be interested in becoming a member of private class, we are still accepting students into private class, and you can reach out to me on www.tutor.com, where you can get the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner, where you can smash it and it will take you directly to where you can send me a message on WhatsApp and we can start the conversation. So, very quickly, let's consider what we call primary health education. So, we have primary health education. Now, when we say primary health education, what are we talking about? According, let's take a definition from McKinley in 1979. Now, according to him, he said primary health education should majorly focus on preventive measures. All right, like we said, primary, more like the foundation. All right, the foundation study to health. Now, this is primary, yeah, this is health, and this is education. These are the combinations. All right, this is the combination of three words: one, two, three. Okay, primary, foundation, health, well-being, education, learning, the process of learning. All right. So now let's now see what this scholar said about primary health education. Now that's McKinley. Okay. So we have McKinley in 1979. Here is what he said. Now, in 1979, he said primary health education, that's PHE, let's abbreviate, primary health education should majorly focus on what we call preventive level. Majorly focus on preventive, avoiding certain things. All right. This is the education that focuses on teaching people. All right. Preventive measures. Now, perhaps you might be wondering, all right, health education, why is it necessary? Health education is very, very important. All right. You are a slave. Have you ever heard of this saying that says you are a slave to what you don't do? All right. A lot of persons suffers from series of illnesses, from chronic illnesses because of what? Ignorance. If only they had the opportunity or privilege to being in a meeting on a platform where they were educated about certain preventive measures on how to go about their health. Probably they might be saved, they might have been saved from suffering from certain illnesses. So therefore, health education is very, very, very important. And it's quite unfortunate from the kind of all right situation whereby we find ourselves on this side of the world, whereby no effort has been done about educating young people, adults, and even the aged about certain all right health measures. Very, very important. If you have a healthy community, if you have a healthy country, then the chances that productivity and growth would increase by 50% is high, because like we have just established, that is when you are in good health that you can become functional. It's when you are in good health that you can think straight. It's when you are in good health that you can explore, that you can be productive, that you can perform certain life functions, certain critical functions. So now, speaking of primary health education, according to McKinsey, all right, it says in 1979 that it should be particular about the foundation, which is the preventive measures. All right, knowing what's an illness, all right, knowing what could lead to a particular illness or disease, definitely you tend to stay away from it. All right, so you need to know what, okay, let's say, for example, the using of sharp objects, like people sharing sharp objects like a razor, a nail cutter is not safe, especially even within the family. Also, of outsiders, because you never can tell what could have been the problem, or if an outsider who might have used that sharp object has what we call the HIV. All right, and such disease can be contacted if another person uses such. If another person uses the sharp object that this person has been as the carrier of this disease might have used and contaminated, such a person can get HIV too. So these are educations that platforms, certain platforms should be organized and created that people can be educated. All right. So we are getting close to the colleges class era for today. So let's just take a few more points on these. And now it says here, healthy people are usually the targets of this type of interventions or programs. All right. And the objectives are to prevent diseases. So we need to understand that PHE is a program. All right. It is a program. PHE is a program. And this is usually targeted. This program is focused. All right. Channeled towards, okay, is channeled towards um preventing diseases. All right, PHE, all right, targeted at healthy people are usually the targets. All right, so PHE is targets the healthy people. All right, it's not affected by certain diseases. People that are healthy. All right, PHE is what is the program for them to keep them okay, healthy, and teach them how to stay healthy. All right. And by staying healthy, you need to avoid contacting, all right, or you need to avoid contact with certain disease carriers. Okay. So we have objectives are to prevent diseases. OBJ to prevent diseases. Okay. So we have that about that. So we have primary, just a moment. We have primary health education is concerned not merely with helping, okay, to prevent illness, but with positive well being. All right. So it's not just to prevent, all right, but with what we call positive well-being. So in our next class, we'll be talking about the secondary health education. And all right, we're talking about the secondary and the tertiary health education. Thank you very much, everyone. I believe you've been able to gain a thing or two. And on Saturday, we'll be having a brief on what we've been able to take on Thursday and what we've been able to take today. Please, you need to check our website and look out at the timetable, the schedule for tomorrow's Telegram class. Do have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you all in subsequent tutorial. Like I said earlier, do well to reach out to me on www.star.com, and on our official website, you get to see the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner. Just use it and it will enable you to send me a direct message and you can ask your questions about how to join the private class. I look forward to seeing you all. Bye for now.